Hey there gamers, it's the Retrobit Critic, and today I'm going to play a game that I promised myself I'd never play again. Back to the Future on the NES. This game that I'm holding in my hand right now is the worst game on the NES ever. It was basically just a rushed game made by LJN so they could profit off it, but I mean, why would they rush? This game was made 4 years after the movie was made. In all aspects, I can say Back to the Future is pretty much the worst game I have ever played, and probably ever will play. So, if you don't mind, it's time for a review. Before I start the review, I want you to take a moment to soak in the music of the game. Isn't that peaceful? No, I didn't think so. And that is why I bought a pair of headphones, so I can listen to good music while I play a crappy game. Well, after a very plain-looking title screen, we're given a map of Hill Valley. Each building represents a point in time where the player must complete a minigame. Can you guess how the player will be getting to each minigame? Walking, of course. It's really ironic because it makes me think to the movie Back to the Future when Doc Brown says, "Where we're going, we don't need roads," when in actuality, walking on roads make up 80% of the game. The story is you're Marty, or who I believe to be is Marty. The 8-bit sprite doesn't even resemble him. And anyways, you're going around dodging enemies and other crap being thrown in your way, collecting clocks to keep your family photo from fading, just like in the movie, except for all the mutant bees and hula hoop chicks. One thing that really ticks me off about this game is the enemy choice. I mean, did this happen in the movie? Was Marty attacked by killer bees and rock-throwing hula hoop girls? And why does everything have to be so repetitive? The enemies, the scenery, the frickin' music? The only thing that's not repetitive is where the items are placed, which really makes this game a flaw. I mean, do the makers of the game really think I am that desperate for a skateboard that they'd put it directly behind a wall? The second I touch that, I'm dead. Marty is cursed not to be able to stop moving, just like this game is a curse. The graphics are atrocious. The game designers can't even draw a barrel right, or trash can, or whatever the heck it is. The picture of Marty's family barely even resembles them. Speaking of the photo, there are two ways to die in this game, and they both involve time. First, you can die when Marty's picture fades, and next, you can die when your timer runs out, so you can get hit with whatever's being thrown at you and not take damage or lives or anything. You're just basically wasting your time. But unfortunately, when you do get hit, your timer continues and all the items on the screen, such as clocks and power-ups, disappear. Why does Marty have to have a seizure when he's hit? I find that a little odd. And on the lines of power-ups, there isn't much in the way. You can only get a bowling ball and a skateboard, which in the movie you see Marty McFly riding one. Wouldn't the game be more enjoyable if Marty just rode on the skateboard for the walking levels? Well, if you can push yourself through all that, then you deserve a gold medal. But wait, all of your efforts would be in vain, because there's more walking levels. You think one would be enough, but there's a total of 16 walking stages. And if you thought the first one was difficult enough, well, you're wrong. To add more of a challenge, more enemies are thrown on the screen. So, to save you all the trouble, I'm skipping over the walking stages, and I'm taking you to the first minigame. The first minigame takes place in Lou's Cafe, where you throw milkshakes at bullies. If you're looking for one of the most difficult minigames imaginable, this one is it. First off, there's no way to line yourself up with the bullies. You can never tell if you'll be able to hit them or not, unless you study the layout of the diner. Even then it's hard. The bullies just pour in like zombies. The only means of defense Marty has are an infinite supply of milkshakes and an occasional super shake, which helps destroy all the enemies on the screen. And if they catch you, it shows a very pathetic animation of Marty being thrown at the door. That god-awful music is replaced by the sound of Atari chiptunes, which don't fare much better. The graphics are still the bright colors that give the player headaches, and on top of that, enemies throw stuff at you. Luckily, I was able to make it out there before I myself had a seizure. And if you can push yourself through all the crap this minigame gave you, you might as well just shut off your NES, because guess what's next? More walking stages. You'd think they'd be different from the first ones, but no, they just changed the color of the street. What a freaking joke.
Oh, forget this.